That reveal was completely left field. I don't know if it was implied before this episode. I mean, I always thought the voice being kind of like a female was just there just to be there, because I've seen many voice actors of characters that are kind of dudes have a female voice actor. I mean, look at Goku. And so I thought it was just something like that. But come to find out with this week's episode of Arslan that the character we met on episode 1 that was a slave is actually a female. And this opens up an entirely new door when it comes to the heroic legend of Arslan, which I'm going to take a few moments to mention. With the reveal of this person being a female, it actually has potential setup for this person to be the love interest for Arslan in the future. See, Arslan's going to need a queen. He's going to need children. And the best way I feel like there's going to be some form of way to settle the dispute between the enemy of Arslan is to probably have some form of marriage with this person. For instance, you know, the person that had the reveal in this episode. But it's not just that. With the way their meeting was done and how Arslan constantly refers back to that time when he met this boy, but now it's a girl, and how this boy changed his life, that had a lot of meaning to Arslan. And of course, if he ever met this person again and found out, you know, it was a female, he might have some form of love towards this person to where he might get with him. So it raises many flags to where you're like, is this person going to be who Arslan is going to get with? Like, is this the end game right here? That this girl right quick? Like, is she going to be the person that will be with Arslan? Because that was just crazy. The reveal of that. I did not expect it. Like, what's with the traps? What is with anime recently in the past couple seasons having so many damn traps? Like, the traps are just getting ridiculous right now. Because with this trap, I just couldn't believe it. I really couldn't. Because female voice actor, of course, I've seen it with many male characters. I just could not believe that. So, if it was implied beforehand, holy shit. Okay, I missed it. But still, that's... wow. So, Arslan. Episode, it was enjoyable, but it felt like one of the weaker type episodes of the series, to be honest. Majority of the episode is kind of the exact same thing that we've been facing for the past couple episodes, and throughout majority of the series, is Arslan have the, I guess, ability to become the king. Like, can he become the king, and should he become the king? That's kind of the main topic of discussion when it comes to this episode, because as we found out multiple episodes ago, is that he's not really a proper person to get in line to become king, because his cousin, the White Mask, should be the one to get the throne and become king. Arslan shouldn't, because he doesn't really have the proper royal blood. And if you think about it like that, this is kind of the reoccurring issue we have seen, and this once again pops up in this episode and it gets settled. So, we don't really have to deal with this issue anymore. Arslan accepts that even though his royal blood or his right to the throne was kind of built upon betrayal and blood, he still is going to go for the throne because he needs to be able to change the country into a better place. He wants to make it to where slavery is completely gone, because he realizes if his cousin was to become the king, slavery might still exist, and that's why he wants to become king. He wants to make sure it's gone. That's his motivation, along with him wanting his country to be better. And so, in terms of the grand scheme of things, this episode, it settled that plot point and kind of moves forward, but it's still the exact same thing we've kind of been facing for the past couple episodes. So in the terms of actually kicking off and going some places with the series, it's still in the exact same location we have kind of been in for the past couple episodes. So I'm looking forward to seeing if we will get to anything in this arc, or is it going to just be stuff like this for the remainder, because I think we have 4 episodes or less now for this series, and that's not much. I've been saying that, but that's not much. That's not a lot of content if you think about it, and I don't know if we're going to get a Season 2. I really do hope we get a Season 2, because this is a good series, and because I've enjoyed it quite a bit, and judging by the way the pacing is done, especially with this week's episode and the past couple episodes, it makes me assume that since the pacing is kind of like it is, that we're going to get a Season 2, because they're not going to wrap anything up. Now, episode, it was okay. It was an okay episode. I mean, if you like traps, you're going to like the episode. If you like, you know, the the reveal of the female and most likely a future love interest for Arslan, you're definitely gonna love the episode. But in terms of that, it was okay. We also come to find out that Bowden, the scumbag priest, he got away and left his men to die. What a fucker. So that's kind of, that pisses me off a little bit, just to see that dude still fucking alive. Just like, I wanted to see him get sliced up. I really did. Just to see how he's alive. Okay, so tell me your thoughts, comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.